Hello students, hope you have gone through the previous lecture. Now we will discuss various physiological barriers involved in the drug distribution process. Various barriers can hamper the drug distribution process. They are classified as simple barriers and specialized barriers. Simple barriers are classified into further two types, that is cell membrane barrier and the capillary endothelial barrier. What is cell membrane barrier? That is the barrier which is present in the GIT. The cell membranes of the GIT acts as a barrier for the movement of the drug from GIT to the blood vessels. Further, the capillary endothelial barrier, what is this? The capillary membranes are surrounded by endothelial layers which act as a barrier for movement of the drug from the blood to the tissues. These are classified under simple barriers. Now, what are specialized barriers? These are present at various specialized organs like blood-brain barrier. It is always present in brain and it acts as a major barrier for crossing the drugs, for movement of the drugs from the GIT or from the blood vessels to the brain. Now, second one is the placental barrier. What is placental barrier? It is present across the placenta and it is in case of pregnant women, and it also acts as a barrier for the movement of the drug from the woman to the mother to the fetus. So these are various types of barriers. This diagram shows how simple barriers can act as a barriers for drug distribution. This is cell membrane and this is capillary wall which is surrounding the blood vessels. Now what happens? The drugs which are having molecular weight below 50 Dalton can easily cross the capillary wall. However, the drugs with higher molecular weight greater than 50 Dalton and are of polar nature can also easily cross the membrane. 50 to 60 Dalton molecular weight drugs can also cross the membrane, that is the capillary membrane, but the condition is that they should be always of lipophilic nature. Lipophilic nature drugs can easily cross the capillary membrane, but in case of the drugs which forms complex with the protein, for example, this is an example where protein drug complex has been formed in the blood and this complex cannot cross the capillary wall. Next is they have reached extracellular fluid and they have to reach intracellular fluid of the tissue via crossing the cell membrane which is surrounding the tissue. Then the less than 50 Dalton molecular weight drugs can easily cross the blood vessels and can also cross the cell membrane via bulk flow through the aqueous pores. The polar ionized drugs can also cross the cell membrane, but they have to use some active transport mechanisms. For example, this is an enzyme. They will bind with the enzyme and they will cross the membrane easily. Lipophilic drugs can also cross the membrane via passive diffusion. This is the example. We have to remember that only protein drug complex cannot cross the blood membrane and thus it will not reach the tissues. This is an example of specialized barrier. For example, blood-brain barrier. This all diagram represents blood-brain barrier. Blood-brain barrier is composed of various tight intracellular junctions between the cells, and these are known as pericytes, astrocytes, and extracellular fluid of the brain is present here. And these are various glial cells and the basement membrane. So the blood brain, suppose this is the brain here and the membrane which is surrounding the brain is known as blood brain barrier. Suppose this is here it is blood and the drug is present in the blood, it has to cross this blood brain barrier and then it can reach to the tissue, that is brain. But these tight intracellular junctions and pericytes, astrocytes, these act as a barrier for the movement of the drug from this side of the membrane to that side. Only two mechanisms can be employed by the drugs, that is passive diffusion and active transport. Which drugs can be easily crossed by the passive diffusion? This is important in case of blood-brain barrier. These tight intracellular junctions always resist the movement of the drug from one side to the other. So only highly lipid soluble drugs can easily cross the membrane. Very highly lipid soluble drugs. For example, the most important example in this case is thiopental drug, which is highly lipid soluble and it can easily cross the membrane. And most important is that the molecular weight of the drug which can cross from this side to that side is their molecular weight should be below 700 Daltons. Water soluble drugs, if present on this side, will not be able to cross the membrane. That is, for example, this is a water soluble drug. This will not be able to cross this tight intracellular junctions. Thiopental is the drug with high lipid solubility and it can easily cross the membrane. However, the phenobarbital drug with the poor solubility, with poor lipophilic nature cannot cross the membrane. So, it is very important to cross the blood-brain barrier that the drug should possess very high lipid solubility. In few cases, like in case of inflammation or in case of various diseases, the blood-brain barrier can be less higher permeable, but in non-disease states, it will always be permeable to only highly lipid soluble drugs. Placenta is an organ which connects the fetus of the fetus to the mother and through maternal umbilical cord. This is placental barrier and it can also act as a barrier for the drug movement from one side to the other. Now this is maternal vein, maternal artery of mother, and this is of fetus, and this is the placenta barrier which is acting as a barrier between both, and the movement of the drug is restricted due to this barrier, because the placental barrier is composed of fetal trophoblast, basement membrane and the endothelial membrane. These all membranes are composed of a thick barrier which resists the movement of the drug. And in human beings, it is about 25 micron thick in the initial stages of the pregnancy, which reduces to about 2 micrometer in the last stage. But the thickness does not alter its efficacy, and it does not allow the movement of the drugs even at the later stages of the pregnancy, and it always serves as a barrier to the passage of the drug molecules. Thank you all for keep revising it, and we will discuss next topics in the next slides.